Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Local Film Talk. I'm your host, Bob Walters, and we are looking at some of the most interesting indie films and indie filmmakers in the Triangle area here in North Carolina. And today we're talking with Josh Hart. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
So we have you here because in a couple weeks, week and a half, I think, you are actually going to be doing a screening. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
I am a co-organizer of the Triangle Film Community with Conrad Arnold. There's three other guys, Ben and Justin from Storyboard Media, and Kevin Robinson, who we basically, the five of us, run the social meetups that a lot of people attend. And
That's where I first met you. I met you at one of the meetups.
Yeah. So we originally started just doing the social meetups. We do those every single month. And we bounce between the Triangle cities or whatever. And then we decided that we needed to do more for the community and kind of branch out from just doing screenings, or just doing meetups. So we started doing screenings. The first event that we did that wasn't like our normal social was in January. We did two short films and a feature. Displacement Welcome from Evan Kidd, Liana on Command from Eric Pruitt, and White House Divided from Brian Miller. We did that in Raleigh at the Raleighwood Cinema Grill. We had a very good turnout. We had a good handful of people who were there who were not filmmakers, which is really the goal, is to build our viewing audience. Like, it doesn't help if you make a short film and ask me to watch it and I watch it as another filmmaker. Like, that helps to get feedback and grow as a filmmaker, but like, that's not going to get you seen. Like, whereas if some lady who works in an office building somewhere who has no interest in filmmaking herself, but just wants to see movies, comes and sees it and then go and tells her friend about it, and that helps. So that was a really good thing.
Right. If you do a screening and you look out in the audience and everybody who's in the audience is the people that worked on the film, you're like,
yes.
Thanks for the support, but we're not getting the word out.
And that's not to knock filmmakers. We want as many filmmakers there as we can, because we should support one another. But we actually had a really good turnout of just general people. So we decided we're going to continue doing the screenings bi-monthly. So this month is our next one. On March 31st, we're doing an event at Spectre. I'm sure you can either link it in the show notes or whatever, but the address is 1004 Morning Glory Avenue in Durham. Downtown. Is by Golden Belt. And basically we're showing 7 different short films from female filmmakers in the area for basically Women's History Month, which is in March. And one other filmmaker who's showing one of her short films is also going to be showing a trailer from her upcoming feature documentary that we'll be doing. So it's just going to be 7 great talented filmmakers from the area, and they're going to show their films. We'll do a Q&A session after every film, talk to them about their films and their process, and then afterwards we will have a moment to probably mingle and chat and socialize a little bit. But it's just a good time to come out and support local film, because right now there isn't a lot of opportunity to see local film right now in the area.
Right. Yeah, it's always good to have more screenings going on. Yeah. And this is another perfect example of it. Even though I'm a filmmaker, not the general public, I'm looking at this list here of the people you've got, Carol Housel, Camden Watts, Juliana Thomas, and a couple other people. And I know, even though I'm involved in the community, I only know of about 3 or 4 of these people. So, this will give even me an opportunity to meet some new people whose work I haven't seen and I haven't gotten to meet myself. So it's, that's what it's all about, is getting more exposure and introducing you to more people's work.
Yeah. So, we have 7 filmmakers showing. Carol Housel, I met through the online film group. I was asking for female filmmakers to submit films, and she submitted her film Pudding, and it's a good film. There's a lot to it. It's only 4 minutes long, but tells a good story. It's drama, dark comedy vaguely, but I guess I'd mainly put it in the drama comedy category.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good film. Camden Watts, obviously, I think she's been on your show before. She's kind of a big part of our community and also runs her own meetup group. She's showing her film Trophy, which is a comedy. It's really funny. It's only a minute long, but it's actually a very funny film. And after that, she will also be showing the trailer for her feature documentary, Brewconomy, which looks very interesting from the little bit that I've seen of it. And she's obviously been doing a lot of promotion. And from what I know about it and from what she's told me, they're very, very close to finishing. I follow one of the young ladies who's working on editing it with her, and they seem very close to finishing. And the trailer and everything that I've seen, there's only a little bit out there that you can see, and she's posted a few behind the scenes things, but it all looks very, very good. Juliana Thomas, I know from Twitter, and she does come to our social meetups. She is kind of just somebody who I, talent-wise and experience-wise, chat a lot with, like whenever I have questions, because we seem to be growing and progressing at the same level, and we do very similar, like, freelance work as each other. And so I get to know her pretty well at the meetups and just through Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. And she's showing her short film. It's a documentary, and that's about 3 minutes long. But also I've seen that one. I believe it's online. If you look at the event invite, there's a link to our website, which I believe it's actually available to watch there.
Okay, yeah, and we'll put this link in the show notes too. 3-minute documentary. That's interesting. I'd like to see how that is.
It works very well. It's more like you see a lot of these companies nowadays, like corporations or even small businesses, doing these like mini stories about their companies and what they are. And it's not about a specific company, but it's very good. And something.
Well, you run into, I mean, nowadays with the YouTube audience, I think they say the ideal length for a YouTube video is 2 to 3 minutes. So, unfortunately, a lot of times, a 90-minute documentary is not going to hold people's attention, especially if you're showing it at a screening, obviously you got people in the seats, but if you're just putting it up on YouTube and you want people to watch, you got to get in and out. So this might be the new wave. This might be the start of many, very short documentaries that just kind of get in, get their point across, and get out. So I'm interested to see that one.
Right after that, we have another documentary. She categorizes it as an experimental documentary, but I think the title really sums it up. It's The Monster of George and Lenore, a love story. It's by Meredith Seuss, and it's 5.5 minutes long. She says it's an experimental documentary. When I watched it, I mean, it definitely has that experimental look to it, but I mean, it's a really awesome story. Like this was one of the more shocked ones, because I don't know Meredith. I know her through people in the group, and she does come to the social meetups, but I've never got a chance to sit down and like actually get to know her. And a lot of people suggested her and her film when I was looking for filmmakers, and this was one of my favorite ones that I seen when I got around to it, and it's really awesome. This is one that people should not miss at all.
And she's one of the things that's interesting about her, like you, I had heard about her. I'd heard people talking about her. She seemed to be, in everybody's stuff. And it was a while before I actually, got hooked up with her and got to talk with her. But she has, she's been acting for a while now, but it seems like it's only been very recently that she started getting behind the camera more. And she's got a lot going on with that. I talked to her about her upcoming film, upcoming as of middle of March 2015, film that she directed called Keepsake. Okay. Which is a really good short film. And then apparently she has this, and I think she's got 1 or 2 other irons in the fire. So it's interesting to see, someone who's spent most of their time in front of the camera getting behind the camera, and everything I've seen so far has been really good. So I'm interested to see an experimental documentary from her. I've only seen narrative stuff, so this would be cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, that's all I can say about it. Like, not that I expected anybody's work to be bad, but like, because I didn't know her and I didn't know what to expect at all, and I threw it in, and I was just like, this is really cool, really unique, just really fun and interesting, and sometimes it's hard to make a really good short film that like is captivating and like keeps you watching, especially like you said, keeping things under 3 minutes in our ADD generation that we are. And it's 5.5 minutes long, and I mean, it's awesome. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Cool. The next one, I'm going to butcher her last name, and I apologize to her if she sees this, but Olivia Grigio, Greggio. Anyways,
Okay.
her film is
She's one of the people I haven't met yet.
her film is Spoke. You actually do know her. You might not know her personally, but Andrew Martin from the Harbinger guys.
Yes.
That's his wife.
Oh, okay. He
Yeah,
also does Cinema Symposium.
he's doing really good things for film. Like we've actually talked about doing things together because of my push to show more film around here. So yeah, he's doing great things. He reached out to me when I was looking for filmmakers, like, hey, my wife has this film. It's a little bit older. I think they filmed it in the end of 2013 and put it out in like beginning of 2014. But he's like, if you're willing to take it, and I watched it. It's, I believe, our longest. No, I think Spin's our longest film actually. But yeah,
Yeah, Spin's about 15 minutes. This one
yeah,
says it's 9.
yeah. So, anyways, it's one of our longer films, but it's very well done. And I believe Andrew actually did have a hand, and I think he might have been the DP on that. Don't quote me on that. Maybe just the producer.
Is she
Yeah,
as a career? Is she a filmmaker or someone in
yeah.
production or media, or is
Yeah.
this
From
just a
what I
hobby?
know, she's mainly a producer.
Okay.
Which I told him, I was like, if she's produced something that she didn't direct, that's fine. We're just trying to, filmmakers in general, we're using that broadly. I mean, it could have been a writer. We just want to feature female filmmakers as a whole. So he
Right.
reached out to me. I watched it, and it was really just really well done and executed. I was like, yeah, absolutely, let's show that. Monique, I'm gonna again.
Velasquez.
Yes, Velasquez. I'm sorry if I pronounce last names or any names wrong. She's a huge part of our community. I've got to meet her once or twice at meetups before, but another person that I just don't personally know all too well, but she's in everybody, working with everybody, doing things with everybody. So, yeah, just great work. She's Spin, which a lot of people from what I've gathered have already seen Spin, but it's a good film. It's a short love story. It's just really well done, funny, just goes through all the emotions, good, it keeps you there the whole 15 minutes, all just phenomenally well done. And she also got me in contact with Marilyn Hayes, whose film B2F that we'll be showing, and I believe that's everybody. Yeah, I'm going through the
Yeah,
list
that's
here. Yeah.
everybody on the rundown sheet here. The
Yep.
interesting thing about Spin from the stories that I've heard, is that one was actually shot. I'm sure a lot of these were done, quickly. That's the nature of the business. But Spin, I've heard, had a particularly quick turnaround. Like they wrote it and shot it within a couple weeks' time.
Wow.
So
You definitely couldn't tell. It doesn't feel
right.
at all.
A lot of times something that's pardon the expression, thrown together like that, you can usually tell. But it's a really high-end production, really slick. The set that they have, the location that they shot on is at, like, actually some artist's backyard studio, and it's just really it's really visually something to look at. I actually had to watch it twice because there are bits of dialogues I missed because I was busy looking at the cool stuff in the background. So it's a very high-end production.
Yeah. I did not know that about that film. Yeah, and like I said, you definitely could not tell. It feels like one of the best things I've seen come out of this area. That because I'm still kind of new. I've only been here for a couple of years now, but one of the better things that I've seen in this area.
Right. Well, and a lot, a couple of these people, the people that I know, this, production, not necessarily indie film, but some variety of production is their day job. So a lot of them have tons and tons of experience. Monique and her partner, Piper Kessler, they've had a production company for, I'm going to get this wrong. They're probably going to be screaming into their iPad or iPod while I'm saying this. I think they've had KV Works for 10 or 15 years, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe 10. But, they've been doing productions, corporate videos, that kind of stuff for so long that when it comes to doing their shorts, they're, it's like a machine. I see their Facebook posts of them, working on stuff, and they just knock films out like it's nothing.
That's awesome.
So, and a lot of these people, they get that experience with their day job, whatever it may be, so that when it comes to doing this stuff on the side for fun, it's really well organized and really high end looking. So I'm definitely excited to see their work, stuff that I haven't seen, as well as stuff from people that I haven't met yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wide range of stuff. I mean, There's everything. We have documentaries to narratives, everything in between, even a trailer that we're showing, and we'll probably get a good amount of Q&A in with Brew Economy because it's something I'm personally very interested in seeing. It looks awesome, and I know a few people who have worked with Camden on it. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun, and there's a lot of good stuff here.
But so yeah, so that's what's the name of this event again? Let's scroll up here. 7 shorts and a trailer, a female filmmaker showcase.
Yep.
And like you said, it is Tuesday, March 31st at 7 p.m. at Spectre Arts in Durham.
Yep.
Now, I've never heard of this place. What's the facility like? Is it an art gallery? Is it a?
It's normally an art gallery, and actually the inside is an art gallery, but this screening will actually be held outdoors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and if
pray for good weather.
As I say, God forbid the weather is absolutely terrible, which the extended forecast, which is not reliable at all, but the extended forecast says that there is no rain that day, or it's like a 10% chance in like the morning or something like that. If for some reason the weather's not bad, we will do our best to reschedule it in a timely manner, because we will not be moving it indoors.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I got to agree with you. Doing stuff outside, outdoor screenings and everything, they're usually amazing. If you've ever had a chance to go to any of the movies on the lawn at the North Carolina Museum of Art, those are always fantastic. And if you can do an event like that outside and the weather is nice, there's nothing better. The downside is that if the weather sucks, you're in trouble. So
yeah,
we'll definitely all be crossing our fingers and hoping everything works out for that.
Right now, the weather's calling for, I think last time I looked, which was last night, it was like, I think it was like, even at night at 7 p.m., it was supposed to be like 72 and like no rain or something like it's as of today supposed to be very nice. I know until
as
like
of 10 days out, it should be perfect.
Yes, I know as of the morning of, that's going to completely change and it's going to be like a torrential thunderstorm all day or whatever. But I'm not going to get down about it until it's 7 p.m. and it's actually raining. So
no, you got to have hope. You got to hope for the best, plan for the worst, and hopefully we'll have a fantastic event.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, if for some reason it does rain, keep an eye on this page or just any of the film. I mean, I do my best to share this as many places as I can, so keep your eye out because we will reschedule it. We've already talked with Alicia, who runs Spectre Arts, and she said we will do our best within a very timely manner to get the same exact event scheduled for a better weather day.
Well, excellent. Well, I'll go ahead. I will definitely put, if anybody wants to know more about these filmmakers or these films, I'll have links in the show notes. I'll also have the link to the Facebook page in the show notes. Thank you very much for talking to us about this event. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to try to make it out. What else are you working on? You got any other projects you want to plug?
Not right now. I've been doing a lot of corporate work. I do a lot of shoot conferences and just corporate informational stuff, and I just kind of been working on building my brand. I moved here from Chicago about less than 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, and since then it's just been trying to get clients and just find my footing. I moved down here without knowing anybody, so I didn't really have like a way in or a job or anything like that. So I went from doing a lot of work all the time and being constantly busy to nothing, and I'm just kind of just now getting back into the swing of things. And with my free time, I've been running this group with Conrad and the other guys, and just trying to build a community and just build a bigger film-loving audience.
You've done a great job. I've probably only been involved in the community for 2 or 3 years, but I've definitely seen in that time it's grown a lot, and people are, there's more people involved. People are working together more, so it's really great to see things come together, and we appreciate all the work that you and Conrad and everybody's been doing to help build up the community, hold these screenings, and just get the word out there for people to help network and help get their projects out there. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. It's been a riot. Like, I've met a lot of really awesome people that I never thought I would meet. 'Cause I'm a rather introverted person normally, but I've done a pretty good job of just getting out and meeting people and like just getting to know people and what they're working on. And
And it's such a close-knit community that, you know, eventually you, or not even eventually, but very quickly you will get to know everybody because everybody's working together with everyone. So,
oh yeah, I mean, we do the socials once a month, and I've only been here for a year and a half or so. So yeah, I very quickly got to know a lot of people.
well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. You know, again, everybody go out to this screening on Tuesday, March 31st at 7 p.m. Thank you, Josh Hart, for taking the time to talk to us, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you.